Hi kids, today our topic of discussion is Measurement and Experimentation, Chapter 1 Physics from class 9. Now the first question arises in my mind, why do we need measurements and standard unit? The simple thing, so that we needed measurement and unit so that our judgment, whatever we make, our judgment is more reliable and accurate. For example, in earlier days, we used to measure length with the help of cubit or hand span. But that was not a reliable thing or accurate. Why? Because different people have different length of a hand span or a cubit. So that was not more reliable. Now, so to measure physical quantities, we needed units and measurement. So the question arises, what is physical quantity? What is physical quantity? Quantities which we can measure. Quantities which we can measure is known as physical quantity. For example, we can measure length, we can measure area, we can measure volume, we can measure force, pressure. These are all my physical quantity. Now there are certain quantity which we cannot measure. For example, human emotions like happiness, sadness. You can't measure emotions. So these are not included in physical quantity. Okay? Now, so we need to define what is measurement. What is measurement? Of course, it's an act of comparison. So measurement is the process of comparing a given physical quantity with a known standard quantity of same nature, which means you compare mass with mass, you compare length with length, you compare the given physical quantity with a known standard quantity. For example, if you go to a grocery shop and you ask them to give 1 kg of sugar, so what does the grocer do? He places a standard unit of 1 kg on one pan and he places sugar on the other pan, and he adjusts the amount of sugar unless the pan becomes balanced, isn't it? So what he is doing? He is comparing sugar with a standard quantity which was 1 kg, and this standard quantity used for measurement, in this case it was sugar, is our unit for measurement. So how do you define unit? Just look over here. It is a quantity of constant magnitude used to measure a physical quantity of same nature. That is my unit, which means any physical quantity can be expressed. This will be equal to a numerical value into unit. For example, I'm taking the same example, grocery shop, you go and you ask for 5 kg of sugar. 5 kg of sugar. Over here, your kg is the unit for comparison. And 5, this numerical value denotes how many times that unit kg is present in that given quantity of sugar. Am I clear? So physical quantity will be numerical value, can be expressed, as a numerical product of numerical value and unit. Now, when we choose a unit, it should have certain properties. Your choice of unit. When you choose a unit, it should have certain properties. The first one, it should be of convenient size. Convenient size. What do I mean by this? Suppose you want to measure the distance between Calcutta and Delhi. So we won't use centimeter. What we will use? We will use kilometers. So it should be of convenient size. Number 2, we should be able to define the unit without ambiguity, which means we should be able to define the unit chosen for the particular physical quantity without any confusion. Okay. Number 3, it should be reproducible. Reproducible means the unit can change to other form. For example, what do I mean by other form? 1 kilometer we can easily change to meter, which is 1000 meter. So the unit should be reproducible. Okay. Number 4, the unit should not change with space and time. Of course, the length of 1 meter in the morning and the length of 1 meter in the night has to be same. So with space and time, the unit should not change. So these are the properties which we should be very careful. Why? While choosing a unit. Write all these points. Okay, then we'll move to the other points. Now let us see kinds of unit. Kinds of unit. We'll study 2 kinds of unit. One is our fundamental unit or basic unit. Fundamental or basic unit. The other is derived unit. Very important. What is fundamental unit? These do not depend on other unit, and they can neither be changed nor related to other fundamental units. You cannot relate them. Fundamental units. Example, when you talk about length, talk about time, mass, temperature, luminous intensity, we'll study all these, okay? Intensity. You talk about current, okay? You talk about current, then angle, solid angle. Talk about amount of substance. These are all my fundamental units because they do not depend on any other unit. Okay. Now, then what is derived unit? Of course, they depend on other fundamental units and can be related to them. For example, when you talk about speed, just look. What is speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. Now, distance is nothing but length, which is a fundamental unit. Time is of course a fundamental unit, which is measured in second, isn't it? So speed is my derived unit, derived from length and time. Area, derived from length. You can say volume, force, pressure. These are all my derived unit because they depend on fundamental unit. Am I clear? Now, this was kind of unit. System of unit. There's 3 system of unit which we follow. Okay. The first one is CGS system. Next is FPS, and MKS, which is also SI system, because SI system is nothing but MKS system, a little bit changed, Now, in CGS system, your mass is measured in gram, length in centimeter, time in second. In FPS system, your mass is measured in pound, length in foot, and time in second. In MKS, MKS or SI I'm telling, mass is measured in kg, kilogram, length is measured in meter, and time is measured in second. So this is my system of unit which we follow. Clear? See, SI system, for all these, what will be the unit? Length will be in meter, time in second, mass in kg, temperature in Kelvin, luminous intensity, candela, current in ampere, amount of substance in mole, angle in radian, and solid angle stay radian. Okay, so these are my unit in SI system for all these fundamental unit. Am I clear? Now let us look at uses of prefix with a unit. What prefix should be used for bigger measurement and for smaller measurement? Now these are some of the prefix used for big measurement, and these are some prefix used for small measurement. Okay, deca, the meaning is 10 to the power 1, symbol is DA. Hecto, the symbol is H, the meaning is 10 to the power 2. I'll explain what is the meaning. Kilo, K, 10 to the power 3. Like this. Mega, capital M, 10 to the power 6. Then it increases by 3. Giga, tera, peta, exa, zeta, iota. What do I mean? Suppose I write 3 gigahertz. Hertz is my unit, SI unit of frequency. Now, if I want to convert 3 gigahertz to hertz, what I'll do, 3 giga is what? 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power 9 hertz. Simple. For example, kilometer. If I write 5 kilometer, meter is my smaller unit. Now, if I want to convert kilometer to meter, kilo, so I'll multiply by 10 to the power 3. 5 into 10 to the power 3 meter. So these are what? The prefix used for big measurement. Rather than this, we can write 3 gigahertz. Rather than this, we can write 5 kilometer, isn't it? Now, some prefix for small measurement is given over here. For example, deci, the symbol is D. The meaning is 10 to the minus 1. You multiply by 10 to the minus 1. Centi, C, 10 to the minus 2. Milli, M, 10 to the minus 3. Then it increases by 3, or decreases by 3 rather. Micro, nano, pico, femto rather. Atto, zepto, yoito. For example, if I want to change, suppose millimeter to meter. Now see, 5 millimeter. I want to change to meter. So what do I need to do? I need to multiply by 10 to the power minus 3. So this becomes 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. Am I clear? So these are some of the prefix with a unit. In this video, keep it till here. In the next video, we'll see the other part. Till then, take care and be safe. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe.